Jwwilliams funeral directors have been proudly serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcements for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Alondra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The family of Mrs. Tammy Wyvette Ridley Smith of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Evangelist Clemmy Fullwood Jones of Tampa, Florida, and Cordele, Georgia. The family of Master Sergeant Nathan Jerome Jordan of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Miss Sylvia Diane Deans Smith of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Miss Maddie Sue Bryant of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Rudine Walker Ray of Miami, Florida, and Worth County, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Shamika Dennis Hunt of Conroe, Texas, and Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mother Eva May Peavy McKinney of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Mr. David Michael Love of Ashburn, Georgia. Would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Mrs. Tammy Wyvette Ridley Smith, age 58, of 146 Ruby Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, February 9th at a residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Tammy Wyvette Ridley Smith was held on Sunday, February 22nd in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved niece, Prophetess Lakeisha Williams, officiated. The burial followed at the Sunnyside Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Craig Steve Smith of Cordele, Georgia, two loving daughters, Miss Anna Smith, Miss Tammy Smith, all of Cordele, Georgia, one grandson, Master Zahar Smith of Cordele, Georgia, her beloved father, Deacon Willie James Byram, and his wife, Mrs. Willie Mae Byram of Cordele, Georgia, her loving sisters, Miss Yolanda Faye McKenzie of Titusville, Florida, Miss Yolanda Carr of Atlanta, Georgia, Miss Felita Jackson, Miss Quinay Jackson, Miss Yvette Coleman, all of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Craig Jackson and his wife, Mrs. Sheila Jackson, Mr. Jermaine Byram and his wife, Mrs. Keisha Byram, and Mr. Dominic Jackson, all of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving aunts and uncles, Miss Jackie Ridley, Mother Lily Mathis, Mrs. Nellie Shivers, Deacon Eddie Byram, Mr. Cecil Byram, Miss Ruth Felton, Mrs. Virginia Byram, Mrs. Elizabeth Brown and her husband Deacon Frank Byram, Mrs. Joanne Barrett and her husband Mr. Nelson Barrett, Miss Linda Gail Rollins and her husband Mr. Deacon Ray Rollins, Mr. Bernard Byram and his wife Mrs. Janelle Byram, Mr. Frederick Jackson and Mr. Scotty Jackson, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Tammy Wyvette Ridley Smith, age 58, 146 Ruby Street, Cordele, Georgia. Evangelist Clemmy Fullwood Jones, age 90, of Tampa, Florida, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, February 14th at Pruitt Health in Loves, Florida. The funeral service for Evangelist Clemmy Fullwood Jones, age 90, was held on Sunday, February 22nd, in the sanctuary of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, officiated. Her pastor, Superintendent Darrell Leggett, pastor of the Cordele Church of God in Christ, delivered the eulogy. The burial followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted daughter, Miss Angela B. Rucker, and her husband, Mr. Darrell Rucker of Tampa, Florida. Her bonus children, Mr. Robert Jones and his wife, Mrs. Geraldine Jones of Vienna, Georgia, Miss Rorita McGriff of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Iris Jones of Warner Robins, Georgia. Her beloved grandchildren, Mr. Anthony McKenzie of Lux, Florida, and Mr. Julian Rucker of Riverview, Florida. 20 bonus grandchildren, 1 great-grandson, 31 bonus great-grandchildren. Her beloved sisters, Miss Dorothy Mae Fullwood, Miss Theodis Fullwood of East Point, Georgia. Her sisters-in-law, Mother Ethel Mae Fullwood, and Miss Addie Lou Jones of Cordele, Georgia. Miss Maddie Pearl Jones of Tifton, Georgia. Mrs. Susie Thomas and her husband, Mr. Julius Thomas of Tallahassee, Florida. Her brothers-in-law, Mr. George Jones of Connecticut, Mr. Irvin Jones and Mr. Arthur Roy Jones of Cordele, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Evangelist Clemmy Fullwood Jones, age 90, of Tampa, Florida, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. Master Sergeant Nathan Jerome Jordan, United States Air Force, retired, age 70, of 210 9th Street, Vienna, Georgia, died Monday, February 16th, at his residence in Vienna, Georgia. The funeral service with full military honors for Master Sergeant Nathan Jerome Jordan, age 70, was held on Sunday, February 22nd, in the sanctuary of the Bethel Baptist Church in Vienna, Georgia. The Reverend Dr. Bobby G. West, pastor. The Reverend Sharonda Towns officiated. The eulogy was delivered by his beloved cousin, the Reverend James Jordan, pastor of the St. Mark Baptist Church of Vienna, Georgia. The burial followed in the Vienna City Cemetery in Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted sons, Mr. Christopher D. Jordan and his wife, Miss Tamika Jordan, and Mr. Jason B. Jordan and his wife, Miss Shamona Jordan of Vienna, Georgia. 6 beloved grandchildren, 7 great-grandchildren, his beloved and devoted father, Deacon George W. Jordan of Vienna, Georgia. His loving brother, Mr. George Keith Jordan, and his wife, Mrs. Charlene Jordan of Polk City, Florida. His sisters-in-law, Mrs. Georgia Lee King and Miss Marilyn Jackson, both of Americus, Georgia, and Miss Ruby King of Orlando, Florida. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Master Sergeant Nathan Jerome Jordan, United States Air Force retired, age 70, of 210 9th Street, Vienna, Georgia. Mrs. Sylvia Diane Smith, age 62, of 46 Hill Street, Rochelle, Georgia, died Wednesday, February 18th, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Sylvia Diane Deans Smith, age 46, was held on Monday, February 23rd, in the sanctuary of the New Travelers Home Baptist Church in Abbeville, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Gary Lucas, officiated. Her cousin, the Reverend Travis Johnson, pastor of the Piney Grove Baptist Church in Rochelle, Georgia, delivered the eulogy. The burial followed in the churchyard cemetery. Survivors include a loving and devoted husband, Mr. Charles E. Smith of Rochelle, Georgia. Her loving and devoted children, Mr. Bradford D. Deans, Sr. of Rochelle, Georgia, and Miss Shamanda L. Deans of Eastman, Georgia. Her bonus children, Mr. Ryan J. Lewis, Sr. and his wife of Fitzgerald, Georgia, Mr. Brandon Lawson of Cordele, Georgia. 8 beloved grandchildren, her beloved sisters, Miss Shirley Favors of Quincy, Florida, Mrs. Melinda Griffin and her husband, Mr. William Griffin of Eastman, Georgia, Miss Jane Deans, Miss Robin Deans of Rochelle, Georgia, and Miss Natasha Deans of Warner Robins, Georgia. Her beloved brother, Mr. Dwayne Deans and Mr. Stacy Deans of Rochelle, Georgia. A host of beloved aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Sylvia Diane Deans Smith, age 62, of 46 Hill Street, Rochelle, Georgia. Miss Mattie Sue Bryant, age 67, of Vienna, Georgia, died Monday, February 16th, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Mattie Sue Bryant, age 67, was held on Wednesday, February 23rd, in the sanctuary of the Bethel Baptist Church in Vienna, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Dr. Bobby G. West, officiated. The burial followed at the Vienna City Cemetery in Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include 11 and devoted children, Miss Keisha Bryant and Miss Mariana Bryant of Cordele, Georgia. 2 grandchildren, her beloved and devoted sisters, Miss Beulah Anderson of Vienna, Georgia, Miss Rosemary Bryant of Byram, Georgia, Miss Addie Pickney of Columbia, South Carolina, and Miss Elizabeth O'Neill of Decatur, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Mattie Sue Bryant, age 67, of Vienna, Georgia. Mrs. Rudine Walker Ray, age 81, of Miami, Florida, formerly of Worth County, Georgia, died Sunday, February 15th, at the Unity Health and Rehabilitation Center in Miami, Florida. The funeral service for Mrs. Rudine Walker Ray, age 81, was held on Saturday, February 28th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Dr. Vileen Ray officiated. The burial followed at the Little Rock Church Cemetery in Araby, Georgia. Survivors include her living and devoted children, Miss Sabrina Ray and Mr. Eric Ray, both of Miami, Florida. Her beloved grandchildren, Miss Heaven Jones, Mr. Tavares Jones, Mr. Lawrence Jones, and Mr. Travis Jones, all of Miami, Florida. Her beloved and devoted mother, Mother Willie Mae Walker of Warwick, Georgia. Her loving sisters, Mrs. Ernestine Ray and her husband, Mr. Neil Ray of Warwick, Georgia. Mrs. Janet Mae Westbrook of Cordele, Georgia. Mrs. Ira Jean Walker of Miami, Florida. Mrs. Audrey Wheeler and her husband, Mr. Chris Wheeler of Warwick, Georgia. And Miss Carolyn Sims and her husband, Mr. David Sims of Warwick, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Kelvin Walker of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Rudine Walker Ray, age 81, of Miami, Florida, formerly of Worth County, Georgia. Mrs. Shamika Cherie Dennis Hunt, age 45, of Conroe, Texas, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died on Monday, January 19th in Conroe, Texas. A memorial service for Mrs. Shamika Cherie Dennis Hunt, age 45, was held on Saturday, February 28th, in the sanctuary of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, officiated. Survivors include her beloved husband, Mr. Tobias Hunt of Conroe, Texas, her beloved son, Mr. McCory Sands of Conroe, Texas, her loving parents, Mrs. Joyce Sanchez and her husband, Mr. Gabriel Sanchez, and Mr. Robert Dennis, her beloved sibling, Mr. Maurice Dennis, and his wife, Miss Chanel Dennis of Blue Ridge Mountain, Tennessee, Mrs. Marika Collier of Indianapolis, Indiana, Mr. Gabriel Sanchez Jr. of Bethesda, Maryland, Miss Sonora Sanchez of Champaign, Illinois, Miss Rebecca Power, Miss Shakima Power, and Mr. Charles Dennis, all of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved aunts, uncles, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Shamika Cherie Dennis Hunt, age 45, of Conroe, Texas, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. Eva May Peavy McKinney, age 86, 141 Jesse Street, Rochelle, Georgia, died Monday, February 16th at a residence in Rochelle, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Eva May Peavy McKinney, age 86, was held on Saturday, February 28th in the sanctuary of the Piney Grove Baptist Church in Rochelle, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Travis Johnson, officiated. The burial followed at the Piney Grove Cemetery in Rochelle, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mrs. Marie Driver and Miss Margaret McKinney of Rochelle, Georgia, Mr. Jerry McKinney of Hawkinsville, Georgia, Mr. Larry McKinney of Richardson, Texas, Mr. Jimmy McKinney and his wife, Mrs. Dorothy McKinney of Abbeville, Georgia, Miss Linda McKinney of Pineville, Georgia, and Mr. Roland McKinney and his wife, Miss Tanya McKinney of Columbus, Georgia. 16 beloved grandchildren, 20 great-grandchildren, a host of beloved relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mother Eva May Peavy McKinney, age 86, 151 Jesse Street, Rochelle, Georgia. Mr. David Michael Love, age 66, of 646 Harrison Avenue, Ashburn, Georgia, died Monday, February 16th at his residence in Ashburn, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. David Michael Love, age 66, was held on Saturday, February 28th in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Wesley Ashton, pastor of the Zion Hope Baptist Church in Sumter City, Georgia, officiated. The burial followed at the Westview Memorial Garden in Ashburn, Georgia. Survivors include his beloved daughter, Miss Letitia Love of Cordele, Georgia, his beloved sibling, Miss Doretha Love Jones, Miss Deborah Jones, Mr. Joseph Love, Mr. Philip Love, all of Miami, Florida. A beloved aunt, Mrs. Irene Watts of Lynchburg, Virginia. His fiancée, Mrs. Annie Manning of Ashburn, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. David Michael Love, age 66, of 646 Harrison Avenue, Ashburn, Georgia. Again, the family of Mrs. Tammy Wavette Ridley Smith of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Evangelist Clement Fullwood Jones of Tampa, Florida and Cordele, Georgia. The family of Master Sergeant Nathan Jerome Jordan of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Miss Sylvia Diane Deans Smith of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Miss Maddie Sue Bryant of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Ruby Walker Ray of Worth County, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Shamika Dennis Hunt of Conroe, Texas and Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mother Eva May Peavy McKinney of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Mr. David Michael Love of Ashburn, Georgia. Would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams Funeral Directors, serving Cordial and Vienna, were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week.
At all times, you have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the judge.
And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mother Penny Ann Gamble Jackson, age 90, of 444 West Washington Avenue, Ashburn, Georgia, died Friday, February 20th, at a residence in Ashburn, Georgia. Survivors include 11 and devoted children, Mrs. Glocia Edge and her husband, Mr. Lonnie Edge, Miss Teresa Ann Lawson, and Miss Ruby Dean Dorsey and her husband, Mr. Homer Dorsey, all of Ashburn, Georgia. Mrs. Manny Lou Harris and her husband, Mr. Dwayne Harris, and Mr. Ernest R. Jackson and his wife, Mrs. Yvette Jackson, both of Fitzgerald, Georgia. Mrs. Janice Marie Williams of Ashburn, Georgia, and Mr. Arlester Jackson and his wife, Mrs. Joyce Jackson of Tifton, Georgia. 37 grandchildren, 52 great-grandchildren, 1 great-great-grandchild, her loving sisters, Mrs. Jimmy Faye Brock and Miss Ella Simmons, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Penny Ann Gamble Jackson, age 90, of 444 West Washington Avenue, Ashburn, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Penny Ann Gamble Jackson, age 90, will be held today, Sunday, March 1st at 2 p.m. in the sanctuary of the Greater St. Luke Baptist Church in Ashburn, Georgia. The Reverend Samuel Gaines, pastor. Her pastor, the Reverend Calvin James, pastor of the Davis Grove Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Red Oak Cemetery in Knowles, Georgia. Mrs. Georgia May King Gaines, age 78, of 2004 South 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, February 17, 2026, at Emory Warner Robins Hospital in Warner Robins, Georgia. Survivors include 11 and devoted children, Mrs. Cynthia Felder of Warner Robins, Georgia, Mrs. Susie Floyd of Americas, Georgia, and Mr. Murdoch Gaines and his wife, Mrs. Roxana Gaines of Cordele, Georgia, and Miss Vivian Gaines of Warner Robins, Georgia. 14 grandchildren, 15 great-grandchildren, her beloved sisters, Miss Rose Hollis and Miss Barbara Hollis, both of Houston, Texas, Miss Betty Taylor of Sycamore, Georgia, and Miss Ruby Taylor of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved brother, Mr. Jerry Hollis of Houston, Texas, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Georgia May King Gaines, age 78, of 2004 South 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Georgia May King Gaines, age 78, will be held on Tuesday, March 3rd at at 11 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Ivory Corbin will officiate. Deacon Bobby Barner, Sr., age 89, of 216 Farmers Market Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, February 24th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Andrea Askew Barner of Cordele, Georgia. His loving and devoted children, Miss Patricia Barner, Mr. Bobby Barner Jr., Miss Charlene LeMay, Mr. Tracy Barner, Mr. Demetrius Barner, Mr. Scotty Barner, Mr. Joseph Askew Jr., and Mr. Tellis Askew. 27 beloved grandchildren, a host of great-grandchildren, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survived Deacon Bobby Barner Sr., age 89, of 216 Farmers Market Road, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Deacon Bobby Barner Sr., age 89, will be held on Saturday, March 7th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Shady Grove Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Kelvin Drake, pastor. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, March 6th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Shante Cherie Elder Wynn, age 54, of 406 West 18th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, February 20th, 2026, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Terry Wynn of Ashburn, Georgia, her loving and devoted children, Miss Tara Wynn of Ashburn, Georgia, Miss Tina Wynn, Miss Natasha Wynn, and Mr. Terry Wynn, all of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Shanteria Wynn of Ashburn, Georgia, 14 beloved grandchildren, a beloved brother, Mr. Demetrius Elder of Orange City, Florida, a host of cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survived. Mrs. Shante Cherie Elder Wynn, age 54, of 408 West 18th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Shante Cherie Elder Wynn, age 54, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Donaldson Smith, age 62, of 278 Travels Rest Road, Montezuma, Georgia, died Friday, February 27th at Atrium Health in Macon, Georgia. Survivors include his loving, devoted wife, Mrs. Kathy Fox Smith, his loving daughter, Miss Elizabeth Carwood Pride of West Palm Beach, Florida, 3 beloved grandchildren, his loving sisters, Miss Viola Mann of West Palm Beach, Florida, Miss Louise Smith and Miss Patricia Smith, both of Montezuma, Georgia, Mrs. Kimberly Smith Thomas of Albany, Georgia, a beloved brother, Mr. Robert Smith, and his wife, Mrs. Felicia Smith of Montezuma, Georgia, his beloved aunts and uncles, Mrs. Ernestine Moore of Montezuma, Georgia, Mrs. Betty Rackley, and Mr. Leroy Miller of Atlanta, Georgia, a beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Donaldson Smith, age 62, of 278 Travels Rest Road, Montezuma, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Donaldson Smith, age 62, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Miss Virginia Byram, age 73, of Atlanta, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, February 27th at her residence in Atlanta, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted son, Mr. Anthony Byram, of Warner Robins, Georgia, two granddaughters, Zion and Jada, her loving and devoted sisters and brothers, Mother Lily Mae Mathis, Mrs. Nellie Shivers, Deacon Willie James Byram and his wife, Mrs. Willie Mae Byram, Deacon Eddie Byram, Mrs. Ruth Felton, Mrs. Joanne Barrett and her husband Stuart Nelson Barrett, Mrs. Elizabeth Brown and her husband Deacon Frank Brown, Mrs. Linda Gail Rollins and her husband Deacon Ray Rollins, all of Cordele, Georgia, Mr. Cecil Byram of Titusville, Florida, and Mr. Bernard Byram and his wife, Mrs. Jayla Byram of Fort Mitchell, Alabama. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Virginia Byram, age 73, of 1065 Beechcrest Road, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Virginia Byram, age 73, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week.
Tune in again on next Sunday morning. Contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the J.W. Williams Funeral Home.
Friends, that conclude our announcement, our funeral notice for this morning. And we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the J.W. Williams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the J.W. Williams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the J.W. Williams Funeral Home.
Observed today, Sunday, March 1st, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Sister Gloria Lucas is a reporter. Sister Mary Jo Redding is the church mother. Deacon Jimmy Redding is chairman of deacons. Reverend Rodney Duncan is the pastor. The Evangelistic Tabernacle Family Outreach Center of Vienna Spring Revival will begin on Monday, March 9th through Wednesday, March 11th at 7:30 p.m. Pastor Calvin Hagerbrook, pastor of Hope in the Word Ministries of Cordele, will be the guest speaker. Bishop and Mrs. Arthur West, pastors. The Mount Moriah Baptist Church of Unadilla 123rd Mission Anniversary will be on Sunday, March 15th at 1:30 p.m. Dr. Dwayne Daniels, pastor of the Buellland Baptist Church, will be the guest speaker. Dinner will be served. Sister Linda Ann Jordan, mission president. Deacon Bruce Kendrick, chairman of deacons. Reverend Edward Lester is the pastor. The New Poplar Springs Baptist Church of Byronville invites everyone to worship with them today, with worship services beginning at 9:45 a.m. You may join them each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Vienna Church of Christ invites everyone to worship with them in person via Zoom each Sunday, with Sunday school beginning at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11 o'clock a.m. You may join them for Bible study each Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. The Zoom number is 447-485-6691. Brother Carl Colbert is the minister. The Ever Ready Spiritual Heirs 54th anniversary celebration will be observed today at the St. John Baptist Church in Leslie, Georgia. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Calvin James is the host pastor. The New Beulah Baptist Church of DeSoto Mission and Usher anniversary will be observed today beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Minister Belinda Tyson will be the guest speaker. Everyone is invited to attend. Sister Rosemary Jones is the secretary. Deacon Bobby Robinson is chairman of deacons. Reverend Christopher Perry is the pastor. Freedom Harvest Worship Center of Leslie Spring Revival will begin on Monday, March 23rd through Thursday, March 26th at 7:30 p.m. each evening. On Monday, the program will be Elder Derek Mercer of Christians on a Mission Deliverance Center. Tuesday, Pastor Ellen Sales Battle of Tabernacle of Faith. Wednesday, Evangelist Beverly Green of Little Rock Baptist Church. And Friday, Pastor Davon Griggs of the Bethlehem Baptist Church. Dr. Georgia Deriso is the pastor. The beautiful Zion Baptist Church of Cordial Family and Friends and Guest Day will be observed today beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Sister Azaline Kellogg is the church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Mount Bethel Baptist Church Men and Women's Day program will be observed today beginning at 11:30 a.m. The following churches are their invited guests: Spring Hill Baptist Church, Piney Grove Baptist Church, Little Rock Baptist Church, New William Grove Baptist Church, Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, Zion Grove Baptist Church, Mount Moriah Baptist Church, Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church, Crossroad Baptist Church, and St. James Baptist Church. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Mother Ethel Mumphrey is the church mother. Deacon Edward Mumphrey Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Dr. Eddie Talbert is the pastor. The Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church Young Adult Ministry Conference will be on Saturday, March 7th at 11 o'clock a.m. Bishop Norman Pierce II will be the guest speaker. Mother Mary Henderson is the church mother. Deacon Arthur L. Parker, chairman of deacons. Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. Truly Blessed 16th anniversary will be observed on Sunday, March 15th at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Zion Grove Baptist Church. Our program will be Stacy and the Anointed Voices, Kevin Edwards Sr., the Gospel Travelers, Renewed, Perfect Praise, Charles Turner, and the Anointed Vessels, Pastor Micah Acree, and the Miracle Workers. The praise and worship leader is Deacon Kenneth Smith. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Reverend Tiller Sims is the host pastor. The 144th anniversary of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church and the annual Family Day service will be combined and celebrated on Sunday, March 15th at 10:45 a.m. Dr. Brandon Williams, Chris County School Superintendent, will be the guest speaker. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Deacon Leon Spears, chairman of deacons. Sister Linda Rollins, Family Day chairperson. Reverend Isaac Owens is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church 86th church anniversary will be on Sunday, March 15th at 9:15 a.m. Morning worship will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. At 2 o'clock p.m., the Greater Pines Chapel Baptist Church of Albany and its pastor, Reverend W.E. Lockett, will be in charge of the service. Deacon Alonzo Jones, chairman of deacons. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The 2025 debutante pageant was canceled. The Valorets appreciate your support for the scholarship for these young ladies. If you gave any financial support, the young ladies should return your cash or check.
They also at that time will give you a receipt for the monies that they give back to you. For more information, please contact Mrs. Michelle Paul, Ms. Shamika Clark, Ms. Deborah Graham, Ms. Maddie Brown, Ms. Lucille Harris, or the president, Ms. Tammy Harvey. St. Paul Gillespie Learning Center, a long-standing 501c3 nonprofit organization that has served children and working families in Crisp County and surrounding areas for 70 years, is asking the community to come together to support them. Due to low enrollment and rising operational costs, the Learning Center is facing possible closure. This is not a babysitting service. It is an early childhood learning program that prepares children academically, socially, and emotionally for school success. Community members, businesses, alumni, and organizations are encouraged to make a tax-deductible donation or sponsor a child. Child sponsorship is available for 3 months or more at $125 per week. And this will ensure a child continues success in receiving a quality education. Donations may be mailed, dropped off, or deposited. Donations may be mailed to the St. Paul Gillespie Learning Center, Post Office Box 1221, Cordele, Georgia. Drop-off location is 615 West 15th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, or bank deposits may be made at the South Georgia Banking Company in the St. Paul Gillespie Selden Learning Center account at 702 South Pecan Street, Cordele, Georgia. For more information, you may always go by the Learning Center to get other information as well. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Worship service begins with Sunday school at 9 o'clock a.m., worship service at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson, Church Mother, Deacon Arthur Parker, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. Jwwilliams is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Joe Wedges, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. Dan James III is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Cecil Straughter is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Sunday school at 9:15 a.m. Worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The Greater Elm Creek Baptist Church extends an invitation for you to worship with them today. Services begin at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, Church Mother, Reverend Deacon Zachary Fields, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the St. Paul Presbyterian Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Pastor Owita Hageman is the pastor. The Mount Olive Baptist Church of Warwick extends a cordial invitation to worship with them. Sunday school at 9 o'clock a.m. Worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Mother Willie Mae Walker, Church Mother, Deacon Lindbergh Williams Jr., Chairman of Deacons, Bishop Jerome Milton is the pastor. The Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Sunday school at 10 o'clock a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m., and Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother William McGill, Church Mother, Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. The New William Grove Baptist Church extends an invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Winfred Green, Chairman of Deacons, Mother Gradine Ford, Church Mother, Reverend Nikita Lester is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the New St. Stephen's Church. Worship service and fellowship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. The Buellland Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m. Morning worship at 11:15 a.m. Mother Diane Flood, Church Mother, Deacon Willie Smith, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. Dwayne Daniels is the pastor. You have a cordial invitation to worship in the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m. Worship service at 10:45 a.m. Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Mother Evelyn Lewis, Church Mother, Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. Also, the Cordele Crisp County branch of the NAACP will hold its regular monthly meeting on Sunday, March 8th at 3 o'clock p.m. The meeting will be held at the New St. Stephen's Church, where
Pastor Dr. Frankie Harmon is the host pastor. All members and those interested in becoming a member of the Chris County branch of the NAACP are asked to please be in attendance. Mrs. Kathy McGill is the branch secretary, Reverend Isaac Owens, the branch president. That concludes our announcements for this morning. We do ask that you will bear all of our announcements in mind. And friends, we do hope and understand that you'll know because of our large number of announcements, we'll not be able to get around to many of our dedications. But please know that our program this morning is dedicated to each of you who tune in and watch our program each and every Sunday morning. It is a pleasure for us to bring these announcements and dedications to you each Sunday morning. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcements. Mother Penny Ann Gamble Jackson, age 90, of 444 West Washington Avenue, Ashburn, Georgia, died Friday, February 20th at her residence. The funeral service for Mother Penny Ann Gamble Jackson will be held today, Sunday, March 1st at 2:00 p.m. in the sanctuary of the Greater St. Luke Baptist Church in Ashburn, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Samuel Gaines, her pastor, Reverend Calvin James, pastor of the Davis Grove Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Red Oak Cemetery in Doles, Georgia. Mrs. Georgia May King Gaines, age 78, of 2004 South 10th Street, Cordial, Georgia, died Tuesday, February 17th at the Emory Warner Robins Hospital in Warner Robins, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Georgia May King Gaines will be held on Tuesday, March 3rd at 11:00 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordial, Georgia. Reverend Ivory Corbin will officiate. Deacon Bobby Barnes Sr., age 89, of 216 Farmers Market Road, Cordial, Georgia, died Tuesday, February 24th at the Crisp Regional Hospital in Cordial, Georgia. The funeral service for Deacon Bobby Barnes Sr. will be held on Saturday, March 7th at 11:00 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Shady Grove Baptist Church in Cordial, Georgia. Reverend Kelvin Drake, pastor. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordial, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, March 6th from 1 until 5:00 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Shantae Cherie Elder Wynn, age 54, of 408 West 18th Avenue, Cordial, Georgia, died Friday, February 20th at the Crisp Regional Hospital in Cordial, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Shantae Cherie Elder Wynn will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Donson Smith, age 62, of 278 Travelers Rest Road, Montezuma, Georgia, died Friday, February 27th at Atrium Health in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Donson Smith will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Ms. Virginia Byram, age 73, of 1065 Beechcrest Road, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, formerly of Cordial, Georgia, died Friday, February 27th at her residence. The funeral service for Ms. Virginia Byram will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordial and Vienna are in charge of these arrangements during this week. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. Our selection this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Mrs. Tammy Wabetta Ridley Smith of Cordial, Georgia. The family of Evangelist Clemmy Fulwood Jones of Tampa, Florida, and Cordial, Georgia. The family of Master Sergeant Nathan Jerome Jordan of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Sylvia Diane Dean Smith of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Ms. Maddie Sue Bryant of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Rudine Walker Ray of Miami, Florida, and Worth County, Georgia. The family of Ms. Shamika Dennis Hunt of Conroe, Texas, and Cordial, Georgia. The family of Mother Eva May P.V. McKinney of Rochelle, Georgia, the family of Mr. David Michael Love of Ashburn, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Mother Penny Ann Gamble Jackson of Ashburn, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Georgia May King Gaines of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Deacon Bobby Barnes Sr. of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Shantae Cherie Elder Wynn of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Donson Smith of Montezuma, Georgia. The family of Ms. Virginia Byram of Atlanta, Georgia, and Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to all of our sick and shut-ins, to all of our patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, rehabilitation centers. This selection is dedicated to our ministers, their spouses, and to our retired educators, to the men and women serving in the armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program each and every Sunday morning. It is a pleasure for us to bring this program to you. Our program in its entirety is dedicated in loving memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. We dedicate our program this morning to all of you who are joining it. We thank you for sharing with us this morning. Our final selection this morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning. In your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.